Yeah.
So yeah,
That
let's
said,
speed through
let's get
Collision.
into we are going to speed through, but Collision was fucking awesome off the hop.
Yeah, it
Just
really
to let
was.
everybody know, I thought Collision was great this
Yep.
week. So we're going to kick it off. We're going to go into the first thing. We got Tommaso Ciampa makes an appearance and he joins commentary,
Yeah,
which
first two
I
matches.
thought was weird, but also entertaining. Ciampa's funny on commentary. He's pretty good. He really plays up the heel, deadpans everything. I love that he deadpans everything.
Yeah.
Nigel makes his little jokes, and Tommaso's just like, eh. You know, like, I fucking love that. I love it.
That, I mean, even then though, like he sat down and he's like, "Hey Nigel, how you doing? Tony, you're here
Here.
or alive," I think is what he said. Like, oh wow, okay, that's setting the course for the night.
Right.
But yeah, like he best part about his commentary was that he managed to kind of tease some of his rationale for attacking Jericho, and then he would follow that up 2 matches later with an in-ring segment. So like I thought it was really well done and creatively done too. Like he said, "Yeah, I'm here because I figured after what I did to Jericho, he's probably gonna want his revenge, and if he wanted that, I wanted to be on TV so that I can show everybody me kicking his ass again."
Yeah.
So like,
he knows where to find me. I'm right here. You know.
yeah. It was a much.
I actually liked it.
It was a refreshing, different approach.
Yeah, I thought
that
it was
I've
cool.
heard.
Yeah. Nobody goes, I attacked this guy and I'm waiting for him to come and get me back. So I'm right here, motherfucker. Yeah. Like never happens. Like that's badass, like 101. Like, oh, you want me? I'm right here.
Yeah.
Here I am. And I feel like they keyed up so many times during the show that Jericho was actually there. And then he just didn't show up. And I was just like,
yeah.
Because he should have been. I thought that would have been great. But
yeah, Shivani wound up telling him that, well, I'm sorry to tell you, but he's not here. And Tommaso was legitimately annoyed. He was disappointed. It's like, oh, really? And then, later, so we'll do this out of order because this is all tying in. But later he would come out and he would explain the rest of his rationale, saying that, Jericho was a founding member of this company. And, in my quest for gold, he's the first world champion. His name still carries a lot of weight around here. If I want to get in line for, another world title shot, could do worse than by targeting the first world champion.
Yeah.
Like he said that on commentary. He, I think that was during the break. So if you were watching on Max,
I was on HBO, so I missed all the break stuff.
You missed that. So yeah, he said that during the break, which is why having a VPN in my AW is great, because they'll say stuff like that and you'll miss it if it's not on the main show. Yeah. But then he followed that up later with an in-ring segment where he had his own list
of 1,004 reasons why he hates Chris Jericho, and I fucking loved this callback. I loved it so fucking much. Like, not only did he have a list, it's 1,004 reasons.
And it was all stapled together.
Yeah, all stapled together, dragging the floor. And I'm sorry, but like, this is the only thing I have to call out about this segment. And it's just so silly that I even have to call it out, but I do. And it's that he opened up the list and showed us that there were entries all down this list. And then he folded the top piece of paper over where he couldn't even read what was on it and then started reading the list.
Yeah.
It's the only part that I have to call out about that. The rest of this,
I didn't even notice that.
Fucking wonderful. The rest of this was wonderful. Yeah. I thought this was great. I really enjoyed it. Like, I thought that he should have opened it up and actually read what was on the list, though, because I feel like there was a couple times where he improvised what to say and it didn't have as much impact as maybe what he had already thought about.
Maybe.
And but still, the callbacks, like, if this is what we're doing, Jericho's going to face people and they're going to use his old gimmicks against him. I love this. I love it.
I love the fact that Tommaso Ciampa, since coming onto the AEW scene a couple months ago, has shown to be one of the most passionate guys on the roster. He wants this so bad.
Yeah.
He wants to stretch his creative muscles and flex them so bad. And he's finally getting an opportunity on a stage that allows him to do that, where he never really had that before. He'd been in the WWE system, which, as we know, they tell you what to do and you do it.
Yeah.
They don't really, like, unless you're really tight with certain people, they don't really take your input. So, in a significant way. So, it must have been eating at him. Like, just seeing how he's flourishing now, it must have been eating away at him for, 8 years or whatever it was?
Yeah, close to 10.
Close to 10, probably.
Yeah.
Like, phew. He's letting it all out now. This guy is... He's maybe a Johnny-come-lately, if you want to call him that, but that guy is going to be very important to this company.
Yeah.
In the future, going forward, he is going to be a linchpin, for sure. But yeah, going back, the first match he called was
before that though, he comes out. So he comes out for commentary, but before we get to actually the match, we have a little promo from both the Conglomeration and from the Don Callis family. Kind of go over them both in a little segment here. First with the Conglomeration, this is 2 pieces of evidence why I think Konosuke Takeshita is going to land with the Conglomeration and stay there. One, Roddy Strong is already yelling his name very loudly. And that's something he really only does to Conglomeration members.
Anymore, yeah.
Yeah. And also, they gifted him a backpack.
Yep, they got him his own JanSport.
They got him his own backpack. So now, I think maybe Takeshita lands with the Conglomeration. I hope so. I mean, he's just another member that is an eclectic personality in that group of eclectic personalities and wonderful wrestlers. Like, if there's one thing you can say about the Conglomeration might be a little bit silly. And of course they are. Orange Cassidy's and Willow and Mark Briscoe.
Their name is the Conglomeration.
Yeah, it's a little silly. It is. But everybody in that stable can get between the ropes and fucking go.
Yeah, every single one of them is a hooper.
Yeah, so Takeshita would fit right in. He would fit right in. But after that, we go to the Don Callis family, and RPG Vice says they've seen enough conglomerating and called it hot, sticky conglomerating. And all I can think was, we're not doing phrasing anymore, huh?
I guess not.
And, but yeah, Romero says Takeshita may have been given a backpack, but the Conglomeration's backpacks are going to be empty when they take the Trios titles tonight, which leads us directly into said first match of the Conglomeration. That's Orange Cassidy, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roddy versus the Don Callis family, Rocky Romero, Trent Beretta, and Lance Archer. Also, I can't remember what the R meant, but did you know that RPG Vice meant that stuff in like
yeah, I've seen the video before.
I didn't know that they made it an anagram.
Yeah, power and greed.
Yeah, well, I forget what the
R
is.
I think is it rage?
Maybe, I don't know, but I didn't realize that that's what they had. That's why it wasn't Roppongi and why it was just RPG. Now I didn't realize they had like healed up the first name like that by assigning words to the letters that included greed and power. So I get that. I kind of like that Trent's calling himself a Japanese legend now. I think that has the potential to go somewhere. Kind of very similar to Owen and his Slammy Awards. Like, I think it has, where it's not really taken that seriously, but he's going to play it out. I think it definitely has a place there with that. But we get the match. Really, like, okay, I was entertained by this match, but like a lot of matches like this, I feel like it was just kind of the basic fare from each of these guys. Like, everybody kind of got their shit in, and that was the match, except for Rocky, because Rocky never gets his shit in and he takes the L. Which I think he did, actually. Yeah, elbow drop on Romero for the pinfall. So, yeah, I knew that they weren't going to take the Trios titles here.
Yeah.
Because Rocky's in the match.
It's rule, power, greed.
Yeah, rule, power. Okay. I don't know how that makes sense, but okay, whatever. But, so yeah, I knew Rocky was going to take the pin. I knew they weren't going to win because Rocky was in the match. Because that's just kind of how it works now. I wonder if Tony Khan's going to pick up on him booking that pattern and maybe change it to surprise us one day. It'd be nice if they did, actually, because as much as I don't like Don Callis' family, I have a tremendous amount of respect for Rocky Romero and think he deserves to win once in a while.
Yeah, every once in a while.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt just to give him a dub every once in a while and not a squash match dub, like a dub against one of his peers. This guy is incredibly important to the wrestling business.
He's a heel. Have him cheat. Who cares?
Yeah, who cares? He can cheat. He can do whatever he wants. But yeah, good match. But Rocky does take the L. And we gotta, like I said, it wasn't a bad match, but it was just kind of
like the highest lazy elbow drop I've ever seen.
Oh my God, that shit was hilarious. Every time he just like goes down the ropes to get a better position, I'm like, this is so great, because he just ends up on the ground like, ew.
Yeah, it was strong. What was it? It was he stood on somebody's shoulders, right? He
put Beretta on his back.
Oh, right. And then he stepped on him off the top rope, and then kind of did like a long step off, and then just dropped the lazy elbow onto Rocky for the win.
Yeah. So after that, we've got Ty J, little promo before their 5-minute eliminator match, talking about, we're looking back at like the recent history, and we're just kind of catching up on Ty J basically here. And then after that, we've got our 5-minute eliminator with Ty J versus Divine Dominion. And look, I want to first of all take back at least a couple of the things I've said about Anna Jay in the last couple of months, because her and Ty like performed really well in this 5 minutes. I actually was engrossed in this, not only because I really don't like Divine Dominion. I'm sorry, guys. It's just not working with me. Okay. But I really don't like Divine Dominion. I definitely wanted Ty J to at least hit the 5 minutes in this match. And that happened. I was happy with that. I also thought they both competed really well. Like they kept up pace. They were obviously the two people with the most experience in the ring. And under their guidance of that match, they made it work. It worked. It was good. It wasn't terrible. Like, I'm not real high on Anna Jay matches lately. Anybody who's listened to the show for long enough can attest to that fact, but like, this was good. The only thing I think that's missing from this interaction, and I think I've discussed it with you already, maybe a couple other people, but like, the only thing I think is missing from this interaction is commentary playing up the fact that Tainara is a legitimate Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu badass.
Yeah.
That if anybody on the roster,
judoka too,
if anybody on the roster has the skill set to take one of these big bitches to the ground and tear them up, it's her. It's her.
Yeah. I have such mixed feelings, because I've been a big Tainara fan for a long time. I think that she's got a great look, because, obviously, look at her. She's gorgeous. She's a legitimate badass with a legitimate combat sports history, and she's honestly got a little bit of a temper on her too. She grew up in a freaking favela, for God's sake.
Yeah.
So, like, that she's a badass. But she's coming out with Anna Jay, and I absolutely believe that their friendship is 100% legitimate and real, and it's very cute. And I enjoy that aspect. What I don't enjoy is that whenever they come out, they just look like they're happy to be there.
Yeah.
Why are they not getting angry? Even when they did their run-in at Double or Nothing, they're just like, oh, I've got this board with nails in it. And I'm just like, oh, should we go down? Oh, really? Oh, show some pro wrestling emotion.
Yeah, be pissed off.
Be pissed off, please.
I see your
If you're going to make a save, run down to the ring.
Yeah.
I don't care that your music just hits and you want your little moment. Don't run to the ring. Clear the ring. Make them fear you.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, don't be cute with your little weapons. Run. Make them fear you.
Yeah.
You would think that Ty would get that specifically, but I don't know. So, like, I have issues with their presentation. The match was fine. I thought it leaned a little too much on Anna, who is not the more talented of the two. But I mean, I guess it makes sense though. She's, even in comparison to Ty, and it's not by much, but even in comparison to Ty, she's still the one of those two that has the least experience.
Yeah.
So it makes sense that Divine Dominion would isolate Anna Jay. I was not as impressed with Anna Jay as you were.
Fair.
I just didn't see it. Then I am glad with the outcome of this match. It was more about execution than anything, really.
Yeah.
The story beats were where they needed to be, what they should have been.
Yeah.
I absolutely expected them to beat the 5 minutes. Somebody had to. Might as well be this tag team. Yeah, they are not going to win the belts. They're going to be something for Divine Dominion to do until they drop it to the Brawling Birds in Wembley. Get that. I accept that. But I don't know. It was very hit and miss for me, personally. But it's 5 minutes of dedicated women's wrestling. So, I mean, I don't want to say we'll take what we can get, but it's more than we were getting on Dynamite. So,
and then, so after that, we had Tommaso Ciampa's in-ring segment that we talked about already. And then after that, more women's wrestling, more really good women's wrestling, actually.
Yeah.
Because we had Maya World versus Hazuki and Persephone on commentary, and Persephone shows up with a black eye.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, on commentary,
baby.
On commentary, she tried to downplay it as the stupid mist or whatever, but like, we know what happens when your eye starts to go black. We know how this works, guys. Like,
I'm still waiting on an update on that referee.
Yeah, me too, actually. So, but she comes out for commentary. She's very okay. A lot of people might have seen her acting a little bit heelish,
cocky
on her commentary, very cocky.
I mean, she has.
Let me just let you guys know that is not an uncommon attitude for a woman from Texas who fucking knows what she's worth. So,
well, not only that, but I mean, that's really not all that different than how she had been presented.
Yeah, not really.
She'd been talking about herself
cocky.
as a god.
Yeah.
The whole thing. Like, it's just part of her character. Maybe the heater's been turned up a little bit on it, but you can even wave that off by saying, well, this is the first opportunity that she's been to have prolonged talking time, because this isn't a promo. This was her on commentary. So it's going to be a lot of sustained speaking, over the course of the match, which got a lot of time.
Yeah, got a lot of time.
And
Hazuki and Maya World were freaking awesome.
You know what the funny thing is, though? I thought this was supposed to be clearly a showcase match for Hazuki, who this was her first match in AEW. But honestly, I was more impressed with Maya World. Nothing that Hazuki did really, like, it didn't really strike me. But Maya was like, she was on her stuff. Like, she was taking her opportunity to shine for sure.
Yeah. So, I'm a fan of Maya's. I have been for a while. Shout out OTOB, where I found her, run by my buddy Derek, who down in Houston. That's where I learned about Maya World. He booked her, had her on a bunch of his shows, and so that's where I learned about her. But then once I learned about her and started kind of following, like, she was over in MPX, which is where Athena came from, and trained by Athena. She's worked like Reality. She's worked, pretty much all the promotions around here. She worked up here with us. So I don't know how long she's been around exactly, but at least 4 or 5 years working hard in the Texas indie scene. So I am always happy when somebody that, from Texas, period, from our indie scene gets a good shot, but even more happy when it's somebody that I'm adjacent to, like her or Brian Keith. But yeah, like I feel like she kind of outshone Hazuki and almost defeated the purpose of this match. And that's not, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. She went out and maximized her minutes. What Hazuki failed to do, even though it was a great match, she failed to show me why Tony Khan brought her out of retirement all the way from fucking Japan to be in this tournament.
Yeah.
I failed to see, like, somebody, hey, enlighten me. Show me a match where like,
apparently her match with Mercedes last year was a baller.
Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out.
I haven't seen it. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out because I need to see what's bringing her here. Like, why? Yeah, this is one of those things that AEW is sometimes bad at, where I need a video package to see why I should care about this person because I don't know who they are.
Yeah. Like,
and when you give me a match against them and somebody who came into the company from my territory that works her ass off and really maximizes her minutes, like, all I thought at the end was Maya should be in this fucking tournament.
Yeah. That was that was what I was thinking as well. Like, I mean, no disrespect to Hazuki, but
no, not at all. Not at all. I just don't know who she is.
I didn't really. I guess I just don't see what made her. Why'd they fly her all the way out to Huntsville, Alabama? You know, like,
I know we needed to, like, introduce her to us and let us see her wrestle before the tournament proper.
But like, she didn't do enough, in my opinion, to really just like, okay, yeah, like, you're just. She wasn't any. I don't want to be mean. I really don't. Like, I'm struggling to find words that don't sound mean, you know? Mm-hmm. But, like, what made this woman so special?
Yeah, that's good faith ignorance. It's good faith ignorance on our part because we don't know. I mean, I don't follow New Japan like Tony does, or Stardom like Tony does, and so maybe he's seen something that I haven't seen, and that's why he brought her over. And maybe this match against Persephone will be a banger, and we'll see why.
Yeah.
You know? But other than that, I don't know. After that match with Maya, I'm like, maybe Hazuki, just on the, you know, on the goodwill of her coming in from Japan, maybe she's not going past the first round anyway. You know.
Yeah.
So and against a current world champion, and she's out of retirement, I don't think it makes sense to have her win. So
no, I don't think so either.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, no hate on her. I'm just ignorant to what it is that she's done in her career that brought her to this point, you know, or that had Tony call on her out of retirement when there's people like Maya World, you know, who are already under contract and ready to go and not retired. So yeah, good match, but yeah, it really did leave me thinking Maya should be in the tournament. After that, we're going to get to a little bit of a segment. I'm not going to talk too much about this, but because there are going to be some people out in Blue Sky World, and I've already seen it, that are mad because AEW even said the name Jim Cornette. Okay, look, guys, dude. Dennis Condrey died in March, and if you want to deny Dennis Condrey's contribution to the wrestling business as a whole, or to tag team wrestling specifically, you're stupid. Shut up. You cannot talk about the Midnight Express without talking about Jim Cornette.
No, absolutely not.
Those four guys did so much for the business back then. And Jim himself, whether we hate him or love him, is one of the biggest driving forces of keeping the history of this business alive through record keeping. If only that. The guy kept immaculate records of the business. And he can literally pick up a notebook and go back through it and tell you what happened in 1989. That just... Wrestling doesn't have historians like that. We have to give him, you know, the recognition for that. Credit where it's due. Yes, I don't have to glaze the guy, but if you're telling me that there is a more knowledgeable wrestling historian out there, I'll tell you, you're a fucking liar. You're a liar.
It's basically him and Meltzer.
Yeah, him and Meltzer. Those are the two elder statesmen of wrestling history right now, and they both kind of hold our history. And so when Jim Cornette dies, that's going to be a great hit to wrestling history. It is. But who we were remembering here during the segment was Dennis Condrey. And if you want to tell me that Dennis Condrey and Bobby Eaton were one of the greatest tag teams of all time, you're wrong. You're welcome to your wrong opinion, but you are wrong. Like, those guys were something fucking else, man, as far as tag team. Like, they are every bit as good as Tully and Arn were. They're everybody as good as FTR is. Like, they were a great tag team. They weren't, like, when you name 10 tag teams from the 70s and 80s, they might not even come up on the list, but they should. They really should. Because a lot of tag teams, that people would mention maybe broke up later or something like that. The Midnight really didn't do that. They had the 3 guys that were in and out, and that was it, So I thought this was a great tribute. That's about all I'll say about it, is that I thought this was great. I'm glad they took the time.
It was really classy.
Yeah, in Condrey's hometown to do this tribute, even though he passed 2 months ago. I'm not mad about the time they waited, because they did it in the appropriate place. And they did it. It was classy. It was professional. It was very good. You could tell still that Tony Schiavone was like holding back his full gamut of emotion, because he knew Dennis. He worked with Dennis a lot. Like, he probably is very upset with this, and talking about it, rehashing it, probably didn't make him happy.
No.
But he did give a very loving tribute, and it was very good, very classy. I appreciated it a lot. I knew as soon as they said the words Jim Cornette, there were going to be people that didn't like this, but that's not what this is about, guys. So just leave that shit. Leave it on the shelf. Okay. This is about Dennis and to an extent, Bobby, and, God rest them both.
Yeah.
So after that, we've got a distant sound.
Yeah.
Because this
is your Giant Condor of the week. Tim Bosby, how are you? You get to face Lee Moriarty in a match that lasted about 2 minutes.
About 2 minutes.
If that, really.
And get the shit kicked out of me.
So much. He looked like an amateur guy. You could usually pick them out because they're wearing the full singlets.
Yeah.
But this guy was huge. The dude was like 6'3", and Lee Moriarty was just tying him up in knots. Just completely. It was so good. Eventually, after some real good techer stuff, some really innovative stuff, gets him to immediately tap with the Motor City stretch, or the Border City stretch.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Congratulations to Tim Bosby. You are our Giant Condor of the week. Not here for a long time. Here for looking at the lights.
And after that, we did one of those things where we had like a whole entrance for Shane Taylor Promotions, and now they're coming in the ring for their match, but they're there only to denigrate the crowd of Huntsville. And I'm sorry, but Carly and you guys are bad at this. You can't just say stupid 15 times and expect that to get you enough heat. But that doesn't matter, because
it wasn't super good. No.
Yeah, nah. It almost doesn't matter, though, because what everybody wanted to see happen was them to be shut up and get the shit kicked out of them. And that is exactly what happened, because the Death Riders were their opponents for this. And it was the Infantry versus Moxley and Pac, which as soon as you see that lineup, Moxley and Pac are going to win this. Like, there's no question about it. But we have a good match. I mean, it was a good match between the 4 guys, but the real story is kind of what happened afterwards.
Yeah.
And it's where we kind of got this weird, like, 10-on-10 line in the sand type shit, where, like, we're kind of seeing the Death Riders on the face side of things as a unit now, not just Moxley. Because
sort of.
Well, I mean, so it looks like see what happened here. It looks like oh god. Was that actually after this match?
I don't think it was after this match. I think it was after the Dogs.
Oh, yeah, it was after the Dogs match. Okay, never mind. But we'll talk about that here in a minute. I thought it was after this match for some reason.
Well, it was because Moxley stuck around on commentary after that match. That's around. Why.
Yeah.
He stuck around so that he could participate in the angle later.
Yeah. which I love Mox on commentary. Y'all can put him on commentary whenever you fucking feel like it, and still have him be a wrestler. I don't care.
Yep.
After that, though, we go backstage with Renee Paquette, and she's with the Sisters of Sin and the world champion, and our Triangle of Madness people, and they are,
damn spooky bitches.
Yeah, everybody's bitches. We know, Tekla. Okay, everybody's bitches. We get it. Okay, but please find a new descriptor for all of these terrible people. But we get it. They're all bitches. And now her and Sky Blue kind of have a little fake fight about Sky Blue winning the tournament and possibly getting a title shot. But after they play it off, we kind of get a little wink from Sky Blue, like, maybe I am really trying to get a title shot.
Well, she's not going to win the tournament, so I don't think it's going to matter.
I don't think it's going to go anywhere, but also still like a seed that's been planted now that they could play out way later.
Yeah.
Where, because of the three of them, I don't imagine Sky Blue would stay a heel forever.
No, probably not.
She was such a big baby face before. Like, I don't see her staying bad forever.
Yeah, especially when you're that willing to do all the crazy hardcore stuff, you just tend to get over with the crowds that AEW attracts, because they appreciate putting your body through crazy stuff. You're just going to wind up getting cheered sooner or later for it, the more you do it.
Yeah. After that, we have what I thought was the funniest segment of the entire week. And it's, we got our World Trios champions standing backstage, and, fucking Strong's like, Kyle, what is that? And they look over, and there's like this multicolored umbrella open, just kind of floating in the air. And it pulls up to reveal Lio Rush being a weirdo
in a polo shirt.
And this character.
It looks like he was going to go play golf.
This shit gets more and more interesting to me every week, and now it's getting funny too. Like I said, at the beginning, I was not on this. I was not with this Lio Rush character, but the way they're moving it, I'm enjoying it. My wife even audibly laughed at this segment, which said to me, okay, maybe Lio Rush is winning over our household a little bit.
Yeah.
But Orange is like, he's like moving past him, and Orange is like, don't move. If you don't move, it can't see you. Yeah. Like he's a fucking T-Rex or something.
Yeah.
and Lio Rush just kind of, it's fine, and just moves through the shot.
Talks about the rain.
Yeah, the rain is coming.
But I'm taking that to possibly be a misdirect. I don't think it's RAIN. I think it's REIGN.
Maybe.
And I think that it's probably not Swerve. I think I was proven wrong on that probably by this point, but I still think he's somebody's herald.
Maybe. I don't know who though at this point. Maybe
I don't know either. But
maybe they're gonna make him the herald for the New Day. Because if enough people become enamored with how funny and weird he is, it'll be a face thing by the time they get here.
I mean, that's a thought. I hadn't given that thought, but I mean, I could see a world where that works for sure.
Yeah. Then after that, we've got what someone on Blue Sky lovingly referred to as the Christy Gnome matchup, because it's the Guns versus the Dogs.
Yeah. I referred to it as the Bullet Club leftovers match. Like,
oh man,
because Bang Bang Gang was, they were never in proper Bullet Club, but they were in Bullet Club Gold, which turned into the Bang Bang Gang, I guess. Mm-hmm. And so they have ties there. And then the Dogs were previously the Bullet Club War Dogs. So this was like a post Bullet Club Civil War sort of thing.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Okay, so couple things I have to say. Because one, Bang Bang Gang continues to have like one of the coolest entrances in the company.
Oh yeah.
I love that. But two,
I'm glad they added Ace Austin to it.
Finally. I am too. But also two, Juice and Ace came with them.
Yeah,
They didn't
finally.
just stand at the stage and wave by and go away. They came with them to the ring, which is what should happen. If you have a tag team partner or a best friend or a conglomeration or, two more members of your stable, like if you're coming out, they should come with you. This is like.
If you have an entire division where the rules for the title are that nobody can be at ringside, you do that title a disservice by not having more people at ringside for more matches.
Yeah.
Because then if everybody's already banning themselves from ringside, then what do you need the rule for the Continental title for?
Yeah, exactly. But to the credit of both teams, even though I don't like the dogs that much, for fan reasons and because I just don't really like them that much, this was a pretty great tag match, man. Like I thought it was good. The Guns continue to impress me, first of all. Like they just really like those guys need to be.
Colton looked like he didn't miss a step going off his injury.
Yeah. Like if you want to have, the Bucks, Copen Cage, FTR, three-way on the ladder, I wouldn't be mad if you added both of these teams to that mix. Because if you're going to add the dogs to the world title picture for the tag teams, you need to add the Guns. I think it only makes sense, and they only deserve it, especially when not only are they continuing to, impress me in the ring, but fucking, is it Colton the taller one? Or is it Austin?
Yeah.
Okay, Colton's the taller one. He has like one of the best glow-ups in wrestling in like the last 5 years or so. Like that guy
still
went
looks
from
a
just
little bit
being
like Fred Armisen.
I think he's looking more and more like his dad every day.
Sorry.
Yeah. They both look more and more like their dad as they age every day.
In different ways, yeah.
In different ways, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Colton looks like his dad in the face and the height. But Austin is the one with the thickness.
And the mannerisms.
Yeah. Austin doing the crotch chop is probably, I don't know what it is, but he always seems to pull that out when it would be the absolute funniest.
Yeah. He's got great natural comedic timing.
Yeah, it's natural. Yeah, you could tell he's a funny fucking dude. I bet he's hilarious.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I bet they both are because they're probably both shitheads. But, and in the complimentary. Shitheads complimentary. Okay. But, like, I thought this match was really good. Like, it was competitive. I thought at a couple of points that the Bang Bang Gang could win this match. I was like, oh, these guys declared for the World Tag Team Championship, but they're about to have that snatched from them by the Bang Bang Gang. As a fan, as a wrestling mind, I fucking knew. I was like, no, these guys are declared for the World Tag Team Challenge. This is a fucking build match. The Guns are going to lose. But the Guns aren't squash guys, so this is going to be a match. And it was. It was a good one.
Yep. So. Eventually, Austin shillelagh to the face that the ref didn't see.
Yeah.
And Connors rolled him up for the win.
Yep. After that, we talk about the future of the TBS Championship. Finally, we've all been waiting on this for like 2 weeks. I am actually super fucking excited about this. I love this. Okay, first of all, I don't know much about the history of survival of the fittest matches in ROH. I don't. I actually posted today, like, can someone tell me if Honor Club has all the old shit on it? Because I want to go rewatch Supercard 4 because, of course, I do. And I want to go watch the builds and the matches for these survival of the fittest matches so I can kind of get an idea of like what exactly is about to happen and see what I saw in clips of what would be banger 6-man matches, Now I'm like, okay, we got all these ladies in the Owen who are occupied during this time. So who are the 12 ladies going to be in the qualifier match? And the 12, that's like the entire division at this point. Like they're really going to have to bring people. Yes.
More wrestling on women's wrestling on TV. So hopefully, it doesn't excuse the dearth of women's wrestling on Dynamite, but that's 6 more matches that are going to have to be on TV.
Yeah.
So there's that.
And a survival of the fittest elimination. I love like multi-man elimination matches. I love elimination matches, man. Like I always hate when it's like, oh, there's 8 guys in the ring, but first pin.
Yeah. It's like, why not? I mean, I like the elimination style too. It means you can get multiple people over.
Yeah, you can get a lot of people over, lots of pinfalls.
Yeah.
And one person who, when they come out as champion, they survive 5 fucking pinfalls. You know, like,
yeah,
it's going to be. I have a lot of hope for this, and I hope it's as good as I think it's going to be, because I think
they're going to kill it.
I'm in 100% on these 6 matches and the survival of the fittest at the end. And that's July 1st. We're literally only a month out, man. Like we got 30 days before we see this match, and I am stoked.
Yeah, like, I'm really looking forward to it.
If Mercedes does not show up in the tournament, I hope she shows up in one of these matches.
Yeah.
So after that, we've got another match that was close to our Condor, but not totally, but a tag team that I'm kind of excited and hope they continue in Brian Cage and Jake Doyle. I think their aesthetic fits each other very well. Brian Cage is actually kind of the bigger guy, but he's way shorter than Jake Doyle, so it gives it a big man, small man dynamic. Brian Cage can move like a small man when he wants to. So it does give them a really nice big man, small man dynamic. They wear similar, ring gear already.
I was worried about Jake because in his absence, Davis has really, blossomed as a singles compared to the point where he's a singles champion now.
Yeah.
Which kind of left Jake in like limbo. But with Brian Cage being back, I thought they were going to pair him with Lance Archer again, but they're doing this instead. That's fine by me. Like, works for me. Yeah,
I'm not mad at it at all. I think it's going to be a good tag team, and we'll see how this kind of goes. I hope they give them the time that, the time on TV to build it properly. And be like, hey, like, this is a legit tag team here. But the real story of this is after the match, they weren't even out of the arena yet, and Takeshita's music hit, and it took like a cadre of security and police and referees to keep Jake Doyle and Brian Cage from attacking Konosuke Takeshita, and he stood on the other side of those people and like teased them. Come on, get me.
Do something.
Do something.
Do something.
And that do something was backed up by this next match. I was really impressed with this match. Daniel Garcia. Daniel Garcia proves time and again that, like, if you need somebody to take a L to a champion but make it look like he might damn well beat that motherfucker, Daniel Garcia is the guy to call.
He's the guy, man. I'm telling you,
he's so good, man.
We've gone over this in character. I don't understand. He's been with the Death Riders for almost a year now, and he's not been more successful with them than he was without them.
Yeah.
So I don't know why he's still with them, other than if all it was about was success. Maybe it's something about something else to the character now. I don't know. But he joined them initially because he wasn't seeing the success that he wanted to see and thought they could help him get there. If that's still the driving force behind him, I don't know. But if it is, it's not like they've really done anything for him.
Yeah. But still,
I mean,
fantastic.
but that's what I was going to go. Like, as a wrestler, though, like, dude, this guy is one scrappy little techie pit bull. Like, he's fantastic.
Him and Takeshita put on a fucking show. Put on a fucking show. This was a great fucking match. Especially Garcia, like, working the leg, trying to keep Takeshita from being able to pull off the knee.
And Takeshita selling it was great.
Dude, that collapse when he was going for that final knee, he collapsed. I thought that was so great. Like, that was A+ ring psychology shit right there.
That's the moment that makes all of that working over the limb worth it.
Mm-hmm.
Is because even though it didn't really play into the finish because Takeshita still won, it gave you that little moment of doubt. It's like, oh no, his leg gave out. Danny's gonna take advantage of it. Like that's what you want. Is even that little bit of doubt.
The only problem I have with this is that They put Marina Shafir on commentary, and what she said kind of is the story coming out of this match and not the actual match.
Well, I mean, she said what she said, so I
Okay, so
mean,
I
can you
have it
blame
here.
them?
I have it here.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So if for
She had
anybody,
started saying this during the break, and then she must have been stopped by Tony because she stopped right in her tracks because they were
yeah,
coming right back in from commercial.
yeah. So
And
I
then she
managed to
said,
actually hear this. This was
this.
on the broadcast. This was on the broadcast. She said this
Yes,
on
it
the
was.
broadcast. Like it was even on HBO. It was on there. She said, "I'm just waiting for Daniel to put Takeshita's toe in his butthole because that's the only way you're going to have to finish that, and he knows what he needs to do with that big toe."
Yep. And then she said to Nigel, "I can show you how to. I can show you how to do it next week." And he's like, no thanks.
No, I'm good, love.
I'm good, love.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm sorry that like, I'm really, like, honestly, I think it's hilarious, but why did that have to overshadow this match? Because this is so good. The match was so fucking good. But once again, the real story is after the fact. And what we got was a bunch of different, like, little teasers and different things that, like, are going to play into what happens later. So after the match, we had basically this gnarly,
huge
fucking
schmaz.
huge schmaz. Gnarly freaking locker room clearing, drawing the line between face versus heel. And now, my thing about this is that, like, some of it was weird. Okay.
Yeah. Quite a bit of it was weird, actually.
Like, Speedball showed up.
Who doesn't have any prior real association with literally anybody.
Yeah. I mean, like, he's kind of conglomeration adjacent, but like once it was Jet Speed, they kind of were. I mean, they were paired up with them as faces just because they were faces.
Yeah.
But like they weren't really there weren't members or anything like that.
No.
But along with showing
it's not like Kevin Knight wasn't out there.
Yeah, he wasn't out there. But it's like Speedball just needed to kick somebody in the head that night.
Yeah,
and I get it. You know, kayfabe styles. I get it. You know,
sometimes you just need to kick a motherfucker in the head.
Yeah. So, but that was the thing. I found that his appearance in this brawl was like aggressive, almost uncharacteristic of Speedball.
Yeah.
Because he came out and put himself in a fight that he didn't really have a part of, and then he was really like aggressive with his attacking of the heels, you know, and like if we get a little bit of a harder edge Speedball right now with the Kevin Knight thing because his feelings are hurt.
Yeah.
I'm not upset with that. I think that might be great for his character.
Yeah, I think you're right. That was the thing that was most striking to me about this whole thing was it was kind of weird that he was out there in the first place. If he later does, you know, what's the word I'm looking at? You know, kind of explain his actions, like on this upcoming Dynamite, for example, before his TNT title match. Is like, hey, look, this is what happened last week. I had to go out there because I had to. I saw wrongs being done, and I am so sick of there, you know, being this kind of stuff happening, and nobody, you know, the right people not being able to do anything about it. So I'm gonna start jumping in from now on. Like, I could see that being like, okay, he's taking on himself the responsibility of basically being a vigilante, like, you know, being Canadian mulleted Batman. I could see that working for him.
Yeah, I could too.
The other thing that was kind of weird, like, not that I minded it because I didn't, but it was, it seems like they're adding, you know, kind of promoting Shane Taylor Promotions. It wasn't just like a one-off match earlier because they got involved here and completely bum rushed Jon Moxley as he was contemplating whether he should get involved in things or not.
Yeah.
because he doesn't really like. He and the Death Riders don't really like Don Callis, but his boy just did lose to Takeshita here.
Yeah.
So like,
but there's a certain level of respect with him and Takeshita too.
Yeah.
Like, that's how Moxley is. Like they beat the fuck out of each other. Like, that may not be his bro, but he respects him for sure.
Yeah. So like you can see the dilemma on his face. Is like, this doesn't concern me. This is beneath me. But I do hate those guys.
Yeah.
Like
I really don't like those guys.
when it looked like he was about to make whatever decision he was about to make, the decision was made for him when he got jumped from behind by almost the entirety of STP.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then from there, you got, I think it was Carly Bravo, or it was initially Lee Moriarty getting in Nigel's face. Nigel stands up at the desk and he's like, I don't have a problem with you. You and I will face each other again, but I don't have any problem with you here. I don't want to get involved in this crap. And then I think it was Carly.
It was Carly Bravo.
Was it Carly Bravo?
He's the one that got
and he just jumped him. And to his credit, Lee was like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah, like don't get him involved in this.
Come on, man. This
like, what are you doing?
Need to be involved, and now he is. Like, so like he, you can see like, even though he's in a heel stable, the purity of the pure title is kind of rubbing off on him because there's that level of respect and dignity that he wants to extend to Nigel.
Yeah.
You know, and like I like this, I like the storytelling there. It's like the belt is, even though he's a heel, like he's had it so long and he's been into being the pure champion so long that like it's rubbing off on him and kind of inching him towards being a babyface.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know, which I think that they're planning on doing anyway. Like they hyped up Lee Moriarty for his match with a video package. First one I've ever seen for him on one of the main shows.
And it was bad face coded.
Yeah.
Too. Like it made me want to cheer for him.
I think he's getting, they're all getting a call up basically. Yeah. But I think the plan is to turn him babyface eventually. And probably sooner than later.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, I mean, so it took after the Nigel thing. That's when the other Death Riders finally show up and get involved. But this is where I kind of got confused because like Moxley is a tweener, you know, like he gets cheered.
Yeah.
But the rest of the Death Riders are pretty much, but like ever since Marina started doing the cameo things, her popularity has picked up quite a bit.
Yeah.
And like you can hear it. It bears out in the crowds. Like they cheer her.
And don't forget earlier in this episode, or no, on Dynamite rather, you know, Pac basically, or Ospreay basically earned Pac's respect.
Yeah.
And you know, like everybody loves Ospreay. So like, okay, so we're kind of on board with Pac now too.
Yeah.
Like they're in this weird like interstitial state where it's like, what are they?
Yeah. Like in this brawl, they were on the face side of the line.
Yeah.
Like, and that's
it just seems wrong.
It seems wrong, but like, but if you think about this, all right? Like, and the Pac thing is kind of the last thing. Okay. Like it's like the most recent thing that's happened where people started kind of being like, oh, you know, he's great. But really, even as a heel, did you hate Pac?
I mean, I didn't.
Well, I think the answer is fuck no. Else. I think the answer is fuck no. Like, he's great.
He is fantastic. Like, I keep, you know, I know I've said it before and I'll say it again here. People sleep on him. But, like, he is absolutely in the conversation for best all-around pound-for-pound wrestler in the world. He can do damn near anything in that ring. And, you know, despite his stature, he looks like a brick shit house. You know, he's absolutely 100% believable. he is in character so mean. Like, it is fully believable that he could mess anybody up, really.
Yeah.
So, like, and then he can do anything. He can do tech stuff. He can brawl surprisingly well despite his stature. I mean, this physique helps with that. I mean, he does the Black Arrow. Like, he's still the man that gravity forgot, even if he's had to ground his style a little bit. But and then he'll throw Darby Allin overhead with a belly suplex onto the stairs. Like, he gets down and dirty and hardcore sitch too. So, like, and he's become a pretty effective promo. There's not much that the guy isn't good at.
Yeah.
It's hard. I mean, he has to do really heinous things and live up to that nickname to keep people booing him.
Yeah. I mean, okay, next example. Do you really hate Claudio? Even if he's a heel?
I hate you. Screw you.
The only one that really ever got any like, and except for Moxley when he was world champion and carrying the belt around in a suitcase.
Yeah.
The only one of them that ever really got any like legit fuck you heat was Wheeler. And that was Claudio, all based.
Claudio would get moments. Like when he was doing something really awful, he would get booed. And then by the time he would have the next show came around and he would have a match, people would be cheering for him again. Because he's Superman.
You know what it said? You know what that says to me? That the nature of the AEW sicko is so odd and off and complimentary. That we will cheer Claudio 4 days after he Pillmanizes someone.
Yeah.
But Wheeler got fuck you Yuta chants for months after betraying the conglomeration, aka or the best friends, whatever they were the best friends back then. But yeah, like he betrayed them and got like, actually, I think it probably passed the year mark of him catching heat just for that.
Yeah.
Like,
well, it didn't hurt that he decided to look the part. He looked like a scumbag on purpose. He kept using Danielson's Busaiku knee as a reminder to the audience of what he did and what his role was.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
they had to do something heinous. They had to do like heinous shit to be hated for that long, and now it's kind of worn off. Like, is anybody still mad about the Bryan Danielson thing?
Honestly, you gotta think too. To elicit that kind of response, it means that they found that betrayal to be the worst.
Yeah.
Which means that they were heavily invested in him and still want to see him succeed and be good. It's the same thing that made people still cheer Hangman after he came back and made some very, very good points about, feeling, his feelings towards sort of being justified. Like, people were behind him, even though he was clearly acting villainous to, varying degrees, including burning down someone's house. He was committing arson, and we're still like, this guy's great. It's two sides of the same coin. They want the best for both of those people. In Hangman's case, it was, we're going to, we know what you need. We know that you need love and acceptance, and in order to be brought back into the fold, because jeering you and booing you is only going to push you further away. With Yuta, I think the crowd thinks the opposite. It's like, no, we need to shame you. We need to shame you because that's what's going to be most effective.
Yeah.
Because if we we don't want to make you feel like what you did was justified, so we're not going to cheer you. Whereas with Hangman, it was like, well, he is our broken little baby man, and we need to baby him. Yeah. And we, he's clearly, it was, the cowboy was broken, and you need to put back together. Wheeler was just a coward, and we need to remind him of that.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big difference. But it's two sides of the same coin. It comes from the same place of investment in the characters.
Yeah. Which
you want to see them be their best selves.
Yeah.
And when they're not, you try to do what you can to sway them back onto the right path.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't really see it as that far off that, like, they could be on the face side of this thing. And I mean, it looks like we're barreling towards some kind of gang warfare thing. I mean, it's like the Don Callis Legion and the 5 guys from Shane Taylor Promotions. That makes what, like 40? Versus the conglomeration of Death Riders, which is like 10 total if you add Speedball. Yeah. You know, like, and Takeshita, you know, so like it's an uphill battle for the faces because they're vastly outnumbered.
Yeah.
But I would love to see I would love to see that's an old EFED kid thing. Like we like our gang warfares and our faction wars and shit like that. We do. And Tony Khan is way better at booking shit like that than Vince ever were. You know, either Vince, it doesn't matter. Dusty was pretty good at it, but not after like 95 or so. So like we haven't really had a good worthy booker do a Secret Wars or a Civil War type thing where like the whole company is halved and facing each other, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm into it, and I like where this could be going, but also, I mean, who doesn't like a good, 99 WCW ending?
As long as it's not what ends every episode.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure it won't be, but
no,
this was fine.
This is the first one in a long, long time.
Yeah. It was a good cap off to like above average Collision for sure. Like a good Collision. Like Collision's usually pretty good. As far as wrestling goes, Collision is pretty solid. But this was above average for Collision, which is great. It was great. So yeah, I mean, I thought Collision was really great this week. 5 hours of wrestling. I still don't. I don't think that doing that every week would be a problem. Just, maybe give more of that time to the ladies on Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, that is finally, that has finally covered Dynamite and Collision for the week. And yet we still have more to talk about. There's one thing left to do. As promised, what do we need to do, Aaron?
We need to do like the pros do and call it in the ring.
That's right.
This week, I am going to be teeing up Adam a little bit here. We are going, so like normally you guys know, like Adam comes up with the thing and kind of drives the segment, but this time I am part of the majority and Adam is part of the lucky minority in this case, in that we both got to view Double or Nothing.
Yeah.
We both got to view Double or Nothing last weekend. I viewed it from home. You're sitting on the couch next to my wife and watching pay-per-view, and Adam viewed it from like stage left at the event. And so what we're going to kind of do here this week is we're going to talk about the pay-per-view and kind of give our thoughts on it. But what we're going to do is kind of alternate between viewpoints and talk about the difference between the live show and viewing at home. And I mean, there's the obvious ones. There's commentary, which if you're in the building, you miss the commentary and you wish they would like, I mean, I always wish they would hand out like little headphones so I could hear the commentary. That
for a little while, like right before AEW became a thing, like 2018, 2019, I think they started doing it. I remember seeing WWE people in their crowds with, you'd only see a few of them here or there, but they did have headphones on, and they didn't look like they were, necessarily like, uh, neurodivergent and needed to drown out the noise or anything like that. It came out that was a service that they were offering, that you could pay so much money and it would be on the same frequency as the show would be broadcast on, so that you could listen to the commentary.
Oh,
I don't know why they ever stopped doing that.
That's such a great idea.
It's a great idea.
Definitely pay like $30 extra for that.
Never caught on like I thought it would. Maybe it was too expensive. Maybe it wasn't advertised well enough. Maybe they only had so many. Maybe they didn't feel it was cost effective, or whatever, to haul around all that equipment for stuff that wasn't really gaining steam anyway. I don't know. What I do know is that I haven't seen that in years, and that AEW, to my knowledge, never really adopted it.
No.
I think that's like, I feel like it should be an option. I feel like if you do it at a decent price point, that's a great way to make some money off your audience.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You could definitely pimp out the tickets way harder. If you were like, hey, $30-$40 extra, you get like these, like maybe the Raycon open ear ones where you still hear outside.
Yeah.
But they like they're like bone conduction, where like they sit up here and they like conduct the sound through your like cheekbones and shit. And that would be great because your ears can still hear around you, but you hear the sound like with awesome fidelity. And it's like, and no, I'm not doing a fucking Raycon advertisement here, guys. They haven't sponsored us yet. But like, I know that these technologies exist where you could like have a situation where you can hear something on headphones and still hear the whole world around you. So you're not missing like the chants or anything like that. You just got commentary in your head.
Right.
And I've always thought that was something that was missing from the live event, because when you grow up watching wrestling, like half of the show and keeping up with storylines and shit like that, it's the guy sitting behind the desk telling you everything and feeding you facts about the guys in the ring. And it's just, it helps the show, I think. And so that's kind of the first point.
There are certain indie shows that will just have whoever's doing commentary for their streams just be heard from the entire venue. And that's one way to do it, but it's also, I can't imagine that it would be anything but distracting.
It is.
For literally everybody.
I've been to a couple of shows where they do that, and I don't like it. I don't like it.
I feel like it probably works better on a comedy show.
Like one of the shows I went to was like a micro wrestling is what they call it now. I don't want to use the other word. I know it's offensive to some people, and I like a lot,
but
of
not
people,
to them. They're like the only group.
Yeah,
like we've got 2 shows coming in my area over the next 2 months, of what they're insisting on calling midget wrestling, and I remember seeing with Pint-Sized Brawlers, that reality show they had on, what was it? Was it Spike, or was it
Spike?
USA,
I think.
or whatever?
I think it was Spike. Yeah,
I think it was Spike.
Seems like a Spike thing.
But I mean, it was a crazy reality show. But like, I remember seeing that and seeing those performers themselves, and they obviously don't speak for literally everybody, but they themselves essentially like reclaimed the word. And are like, we take pride in that. That's what we are. That's what this is. Traditionally, there's a long-standing tradition of this in wrestling, going back to like the 50s. We're proud of it, and we're proud of the word, and we proudly use the word in that context. Yeah.
So,
that's really the only time that I would use the word these days.
Yeah.
But yeah, they seem to prefer it, at least in that context.
The one that comes around here the most, they come to bars all the time here, like all the larger bars, like have enough room for a wrestling ring. So they come to the bars here a lot, and it's like MCW. I think it's called Micro Championship Wrestling or something like that. But I went to one of their shows or a similar show to it in Oklahoma City a few years back. And the commentators were out loud. And it was like when they were feeding into what was happening in the ring in a comedy way, like it was funny, but completely otherwise it was distracting. Like when they had the micro luchadors who were really getting down, dude. Like the dudes on the freaking mic were like making fun of them. Like I don't think the commentators for that show worked for the actual company, and so they were like making fun of it and stuff like that. I was like, you don't realize how like this is great lucha happening right here, and y'all are fucking it up for me.
That
you know,
sucks.
and so like it was just really distracting. So I don't really like it that way, but the headphones thing would be a great idea, I think. But that's like I think the major difference between home and live, except for camera angles. So you basically had a fixed camera angle all night. So did you miss anything being way over there? Because I saw what your view was like. So
I got to see most of it. Anything that was on the far side of the ring was kind of lost because where I was sitting, I was at like, if I was looking straight at the ring, I was looking mostly at the turnbuckle.
Yeah.
So like anything on the other opposite turnbuckle on that side, like anything by the announcer's table, I could see maybe the tops of their heads. You know, saw a lot of dives. That's fine. But like when, you know, I mean, luckily they did have the big screens over there. Although where we were seated, part of it was obstructed by the lighting rig. Can't help that.
No.
I mean, that's just, you can't help it. I part of me wishes that there was a screen by the stage that I could get a little clearer, but I mean, they didn't really have room for it.
Yeah.
Especially with the stunts that they were going to do.
Yeah.
So I mean, you know, that is what it is. Most of what I was unable to see with my own eyes in the space, I was able to glean from the big screens that were hanging from the ceiling, you know, most of the time. Like it got hairy during Stadium Stampede. Trying to dart between one thing and the next, you know, like it was a little hairy then, but for the most part, I was able to see pretty much everything.
Okay. That's I didn't
realize that Jericho jumped on an empty table in tribute to Sabu until I watched the footage back because I couldn't see that side of the ring, and I didn't see that there wasn't anybody on the table. I was like, okay. Why is there? I just assumed there was, because why would you do that? You know? And be like, why was there somebody still on a table anyway? Long after the match ended, I was very confused at that point. But
okay, so I found out after the fact that the New York State Athletic Commission nixed a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
So do you think it was detrimental to Anarchy or to Stadium Stampede that they could not brawl in the crowd?
I
mean, I was upset about it because I was kind of counting on them to brawl over by you, actually.
I wanted them to. I was hoping to. I was hoping to have, I mean, with 14 people in the match, 15 if you include MVP.
Yeah.
And then all the people who, you know, Leo Rush was in there. And, you know, he made his, you know, Satnam Singh was in the back there, along with some indie guy who I think we were supposed to know, but I didn't know. Like, there were, you know, tons of people. I would have hoped that they would have brawled up into our area, because they certainly could have done the entire stadium.
Yeah.
But yeah, New York State Athletic Commission doesn't like the insurance nightmare that is brawling in the stands.
Fair enough.
They nixed blading. So I mean, I'm not entirely convinced that Darby, when he got busted open, wasn't nicking the back of his head. But like, who blades on the back of their head? So like, even if it was a gig, you know, he did it in such a way that like it was completely believable that it was Hardway.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like that was the only blood. The only blood was Hardway on the show.
That actually leads me to another question. Did you see Mark Davis after the eye thing?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
So y'all didn't see him out live after.
No, I didn't even see him get stabbed in the eye. I missed him falling into the chair until I rewatched the show on my AEW. I was like, oh, that, because I saw the thing with the truck, and I'm like, why is his face all bandaged up? I didn't see the inciting incident for that. I'm like, what is going on? So when I watched it back, I was like, oh, he went face first into the leg of a chair. Yeah. Okay.
So here's the thing. We'll kind of do this a little bit as we go through a little bit of this stuff, but like watching at home, I guess I do need to offer my perspective of it also. Watching at home, when they went into catering, I was like, this could be funny. There's a ton of wrestlers sitting in there. All kinds of people are about to get involved in this, right?
Yeah.
And when the first little scuffle happened, I saw that chair get tipped over. And then kind of watching the scene, I saw the little glint from the bottom of the chair. Because the thing about it was, and the reason why Mark Davis, I'm pretty sure, legitimately got hurt on that chair is because in the room where they were at, the floor was black. The chairs were black. The legs of the chairs were black. And when they knocked that chair over, it fell down legs up, and the doorway that was right behind it was covered with a black curtain. So basically, if you weren't looking at it just right, you couldn't even tell there was a chair there, except for the 4 little floating shiny discs that are the stoppers on the bottom of the chair. And they I'm pretty sure that they completely accidentally shit-canned Mark Davis face first into that leg.
Well, I think it was a planned spot, an improvised spot that was not, it just went wrong.
Horribly
it was Jack Perry, I think gave him a drop toe hold into the chair.
Okay.
And his face just, he wasn't able to cover up in time, or the chair slipped in a different direction, or what have you. What I will say is that I don't think he got his actual eyeball, because he showed up 4 days later to wrestle, and they got rid of the eye patch pretty early in that match. He didn't even look bruised up. So I'm wondering I'm wondering if they opened a gash above his eyebrow, along the brow line.
That is a really easy place to open up too.
The skin is thin. There's a ton of blood vessels there.
Bone right behind it. There's no fat. Even the fattest people do not have. And that's not derogatory. Okay.
No.
Even the fattest people though don't really have fat on their eyebrows. It's one of the places where, regardless of what body type you have, if you're a wrestler, you can get opened up pretty easy on your eyebrows.
And additionally to on top of that, it's an easy place to hide stitches.
Yeah, it is.
If it's if it's in your brow,
it's right in the
he
brow
didn't look
line,
any worse for wear once that eye patch came off on Wednesday. I wouldn't have even been able to tell he was injured. So I'm wondering if maybe he just needed stitches right here, and his eyebrow just hit it.
Yeah. Or maybe, because that part of you does, when you get busted open your eyebrow, it bleeds profusely. Whether it's a little tiny cut or a big opening,
and it's very easy to open up really wide too, because the skin is so it's so taut there.
Yeah,
I've seen some MMA eyebrows open up that's I can see that man's skull.
Shout out Nate Diaz.
No kidding.
But I think maybe it opened up and they were like, look, dude, with the rules with New York State, they're gonna think we gigged. You wrap him the fuck up as hard as you can, and, let's keep the blood.
He wrapped it so hard it wasn't even, you couldn't even tell that he was bleeding behind it. There was no red on that bandage that was able to be seen.
Yeah.
So they wrapped that real tight.
Yeah. But yeah, that was the crazy part to me, because I noticed it, just as somebody who's aware of areas that you're wrestling in, because I have to be, because if in a referee's position, if I don't see that chair, I will trip over it and then I will get
Yeah.
injured, you know? So like I immediately clocked that chair in the floor and I was like, it's black on black on black on black with black behind it. That's about to be fucking awful. And then Mark Davis goes face first into it. And I'm like, oh fuck, I hope they meant to do that.
I think that seemed like, I mean, that doesn't seem like the kind of thing that you plan. It seems like, oh, this happens. This chair got tipped over. Huh, what can we do with this? And Jack Perry seems to be a really creative kind of guy like that. And obviously heavily inspired by the heyday of ECW.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, that's an ECW spot. So, I mean, that's like a Tommy Dreamer spot. That's a Raven spot right there. Like, that they did that kind of stuff all the time. So it wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't planned, but it was improvised on the spot as a way to be like, oh, I can do this. And then it just, went awry.
Yeah. I thought the Satnam thing was funny, like throwing the people into Satnam and having him get pissed off.
Yeah. Also, that was funny.
Happy to see the guy, honestly.
I like the guy.
Yeah,
he seems like he has a lot of personality.
Kind of funny when he was around. So, like,
and Andrade's facial expression, when he was backing up into him, like, that's the first time I've seen him really like afraid of anything. Right. But it works because, like, who wouldn't be?
Yeah, because he's
he's not a coward.
Tall.
He's like, oh no, I woke the sleeping giant.
Yeah, like,
I'm
shit,
screwed.
I'm already in a match with 7 opponents, and now I'm like, fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I loved it. I really just quick aside about like it's no secret if you read my Blue Sky, I didn't care for the decision to take the title away from Darby Allin at the end of the show. I knew it was going to fucking happen. Okay. Yeah. But I didn't want it to happen. I went so far as to put on my predictions that Darby would win because I really wanted him to win.
Yeah. I think he changed a lot of people's minds with this title run.
Yeah. But like, this was like an A+ 5-star fucking pay-per-view. Like, it was.
Gosh, I think it might be the best show I've ever attended. Honestly,
I'm not surprised. I was highly jealous.
It was even the worst match. What on the main card was probably Mina and Athena, and even that was good. Like,
it was great.
That was good.
Yeah, so
like those two always work hard. They have really good chemistry with one another. Yeah. It's always great to see Athena bumping around like a mad woman.
Yeah.
And like. Mina has this tendency to always like. I hate the way this is gonna sound, but like, she gets her shit in. She always gets it in, and it always looks pretty. Most of the time, anyway. Maybe not some of the fancier, high flying stuff, but like her strikes look good. Like she seems like she could. She's spent enough time in those dojos. Like, I wouldn't mess with her. Would not mess with her at all.
No, I wouldn't either, man. There's a picture on Instagram today of her at like Gracie Jiu-Jitsu school with Io Sky.
Oh, that's awesome.
Which I thought was
really
cool.
Great.
Yeah, it was really
nice. That's neat.
But yeah, it was A+ fucking pay-per-view. So fucking good.
Oh my gosh. I and the crowd. Oh my!
That's the next thing. Was it as wild in there as it sounded on TV? Because holy fuck, man!
100%. Like I've been part of New York crowds before. Okay.
Yeah.
I remember being at WrestleMania 29. Okay. I mean, granted, that's New Jersey, but like this was that was Citi Field, or not Citi Field. Why can't I think of what it's called? It's where the Jets and the Giants play. I can't remember what it's called, and I'm a bad New Yorker for that, but whatever. But yeah, like that's seated like 60, 70,000 people. Nothing. I mean, granted, that show was ass, except for like 1 or 2 matches. But I was at the Raw after that show, which is the legendary Raw after Mania. That's the Fandango show. Yeah. That's the that's where the European crowd really became like, they really cemented their place as making the Raw after Mania fun.
Yeah.
Just, despite whatever they put in front of our plates, right? Not even that crowd was as raucous as this crowd. And they kept the energy far longer than I thought they were going to.
All
but
fucking
I think it was,
night, man.
I think it was just the momentum. Like it was like opening a box of Oops All Bangers. Like it was just,
dude, it was crazy.
They just kept it going, and it was. I was so proud to be a part of that crowd. I had no voice coming off of that show. I tried to pace myself. I knew I'd be there for at least 5 hours of action, and it was. I could not pace myself. My voice was gone by. I think my voice was gone by the time we got to Osprey and Joe. It was about that point where I was like, I can barely be understood now. Couldn't sing along with anything, like nothing. Like it was like, I'm gonna clap, and that's gonna have to do.
Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna go a little bit out of order here because I'm saving.
We already have. Why not?
Yeah, I'm saving one specific match for last. Okay, so going out of order just a little bit because there is one very specific match that I want to talk about at the end.
Okay.
But main event. Darby took that dive right in front of you, man.
Yeah.
Like holy fuck.
Like he. First of all, in order to talk about this, I want to talk about the stage. Like I've been to New York shows. I've seen them do themed stages for New York. This was the best one, not because it was the biggest or the most elaborate, but it was the most New York. If for our listeners who have never been to New York City, that scaffolding, that pipe scaffolding, is literally everywhere. It's more New York than the Empire State Building or the Chrysler Building or the Statue of Liberty. When I think of New York, I think that scaffolding. It's literally everywhere. That place will never stop being worked on in terms of construction. Ever. ever, forever. So to me, I loved that because it made it really feel like New York to me. Oh, yeah. And it was just, I really enjoyed that and appreciated that because like it shows an understanding of your surroundings that maybe a lot of people who don't have the kind of experience with the city really even give thought to. Yeah. So like to me as somebody, like I've never lived in the city, but I've been there a bunch of times, and like to me that's New York. That's the real New York City, is that scaffolding. So, and then you see Darby using it. He just Spider-Man's up it. Like, I don't know why I was so surprised. The man scaled Mount Everest. I imagine he's very good at climbing things. But, like, he got up there so fast. And it's not like it was like a regular step ladder. He was using, like, stepping on slanted bars and stuff like that to get up there. Like, it was legit stuff. I have no idea how he got up there so fast. And it was in a blink of an eye, and he was up there, and it must have been 25, 30 feet in the air. Like, it was high. Just watching it on TV actually doesn't really do it justice.
No. When you say 25, 30 feet, I was like,
they even gave it the Andre shot, shooting from underneath, and even that doesn't really do it justice. That was tall. That was way bigger than any ladder. Like, it wasn't quite, Shane McMahon off the Titantron, but this was, oof. And he landed on a bunch of crash mats, okay? Not to take away from it, because that's still an insane thing to do.
Yeah.
But, like, this one, There was no cushion. Okay?
Yeah.
He did a coffin drop, and he slid off of, partially due to momentum and partially due to sweat that was all over Max's body. He hit him, and he slid off of him and hit the back of his head on the stage, which was not padded. Okay?
Yeah.
Actually, it was onto the wooden platform that the table was on.
Yeah.
Which was a wooden platform. Was not padded. And then hit the floor, which again, not padded. So even I imagine that blood was hard way, because good Lord, like, how could it not be? I was speechless at that. I had my mouth covered for a good 2 minutes. Like, I couldn't move. I was so afraid for his life and his well-being. Like, he was moving around. I knew he was alive, but like, it's like, dude, that guy's definitely got a concussion, at least, if not a fractured skull. Like, the dude is nuts. Darby's crazy, and he still went on and finished the match. Jeez Louise. Toughest 175 pounder I've ever seen.
So so that kind of brings us around full circle, because this whole time, so like anybody who's been listening to the show for long enough, leading up to this pay-per-view, we had been calling this match and the fact that it was gonna happen, and almost even what the fallout would be of it, for at least a year, probably.
Yeah.
We
didn't call the Kevin Knight thing, though.
No, we didn't call the Kevin Knight thing.
No.
I had thought they had given up on turning him heel, and then they just kind of pulled the trigger. So
yeah.
But we have been talking for a year about Takeshita and Okada. And
oh my God, what an experience.
It was so good watching it at home. It was definitely a match of the year candidate.
No 100%. 100%.
It's one of the very few matches I've ever seen that Dave gave 5 stars, and then also almost every other outlet that I watched gave 5 stars.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a certifiable banger of a fucking wrestling match.
Universal acclaim.
Yeah, universal acclaim. And so, as jealous as this is gonna make me, how was that? I mean, like,
okay, so it came on second, so we were already a little blown up from the I Quit match, which was stellar in its own right, in a completely different way.
Yeah.
And then when they announced that match was going on second, it was like, oh, we're not getting any chance to rest, are we? No. And it was awesome. The crowd chanted, "This is awesome," before they ever touched. And like, I looked over at my wife, and I looked over at our friend Jess, and I'm just like vibrating. I was so giddy that I was about to see this. I could not believe it. I had been pumping myself up for it, and I still wasn't truly ready for it to happen when it was in front of me. And then it started happening, and it started like every other Okada match, like really, really slow, but they just built it so well and so effortlessly. And then just like it was just one of the best told in-ring stories I've ever seen live. And also, I got to see Takeshita lift another man into a suplex by his taint.
That was pretty funny.
I mean, that was a double-handed taint suplex. Like, I don't know what you call it, but it was awesome.
Goochplex.
And it was so cathartic. Even after that kick out at 1, I'm like, I'm like shaking my wife, and she's like, "Let go of me." And I just couldn't. I needed a physical way to express my emotion. And then he finally hits the Raging Fire, just dumps him completely on his side. Like, he's not even bothering to like make a back bump out of it anymore. He's just slinging people into it. He just drops him like a sack of potatoes, and he hit it 1, 2, 3, and like the elation on his face matched every single other person in that stadium. Every single person was on their feet jumping for joy. It was incredible as a communal experience. And then everybody just, Fletcher was the most overheal too after that. We hated him so much. We hated him so much. How dare you ruin this beautiful, wonderful husband not husband relationship. It was the only thing that I would change. Like, I wish they had been more direct and obvious about why the Don Callis was even looking to beat up Takeshita afterwards anyway. Like, I kind of thought this was supposed to like settle things. Like, why was Rocky and why was Davis even upset? Like, why would it matter? They were the ones pulling these guys apart. That's the only thing that I wish that would have bumped it up to 5.5 star in my opinion presentation. Like, but like that little bit, just like, what? Like, why?
Yeah.
But yeah, tiny nitpick, and after the match itself, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah. But yeah, like the emotional roller coaster that it took us on was just, chef's kiss. Wouldn't change anything else about it.
There's only okay. I mean, we agree it was a great pay-per-view. That was a fucking fantastic match. Still super jealous you got to see that match in person.
Yeah.
But there's one more thing I gotta ask, and I purposefully didn't ask about this because this is like one of the last matches we really have to talk about, because we've kind of, at least in passing, mentioned everything else.
Yeah.
Except for this match, except for like one small mention, but like there was that I Quit match at the beginning.
Yeah.
Did y'all really chant "Banged Your Mother" and other variations thereof at Cash Wheeler?
Yes. That wasn't. I mean, I don't know how you could pump that in.
Okay, so y'all were so fucking loud at that point, because at the beginning of the show, first match, it was a hot ass match.
Yeah.
Y'all were so fucking loud at that point that some of the chants didn't translate as well into like the living room, because it was just overwhelming the microphones.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the reasons why I asked you, because as an audio guy, I recognize like there's the cardioids on those mics are getting blown the fuck out by the crowd, which is fucking wild.
Yeah, it was. You think we were in Seattle?
Yeah, but like I heard them chant, like Christian was like, "I banged your mom" on the mic instead of saying "I quit," and I was like, that's funny. And then the chant started, and they were so loud I couldn't really tell what it was. He's like, "What are they chanting?" I'm like, and I listened for a second. I was like, I swear to God, they're chanting "Banged your mother." Clap, 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 clap. And she was like, "No fucking way."
And then later, "Oh, he banged your mother. Oh, he banged your mother."
It's just so great, dude. Like, I fucking loved that so much. And but I was like, I don't know if I'm right, but I swear that's what they're chanting right now.
Oh, you were correct.
Okay.
You were absolutely correct.
Oh God.
And it was the best time.
I bet.
Other little like highlights. I tried to get obviously there were the anti Don Callis chants, and I tried to do the anti-ice chants on the back end of it. Not a single person around me was into it. I'm like, oh. And they were giving me looks, and I'm like, well, I'm still gonna chant it.
Yeah.
I'm still
If
going
you're
to
at
do
an
it.
AEW show and you're put off by Fuck Ice Chance, go watch WWE and get out of that fucking AEW show.
Yeah.
I think you should have caught the hint by now, to be honest.
Yeah. And it happened twice too. So I did it both times. Like, nope, I'm not going to be chased off by, your what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. They weren't pleased with me the first time I did it, but it wasn't going to faze me. The next time it came around, I'm like, well, I'm going to do this again. I don't care what you think. Like, I hoped I was loud enough to be heard, and I wasn't. So, but I think there were a smattering when
there
I
was
watched
a smattering of the Fuck Ice too. So you weren't the only guy in there because it was audible.
It was the only person.
It was quiet.
I was the only person that I could hear from my vantage point in the stadium. So I'm glad that the microphones picked up other people who were of the same mind.
Yeah.
I heard that and when I was watching it back, and I was like, I'm glad I wasn't literally the only one out of nearly 16,000 people there.
Yeah, you definitely were not the only one.
I made people stand up for Tekla when she made her entrance because she's our toxic queen. Unabashedly, Samoa Joe and AJ, I'm so used to putting them together, and Will Ospreay had just the craziest 12-minute sprint I think I've ever seen. Bandito and Swerve was a little bit more slow burn at the beginning, and then they hit the most ludicrous high spots I've ever freaking seen.
Yeah,
house call off a dude's shoulders, reverse Hurricane Rana off the apron to the floor, like
a 21 plex from the ground.
Yeah, well, I've seen that before though. He's
never
done that a
actually
couple
seen
of
him
times.
do that one. Yeah,
in his ROH match, big title matches, he's done that a couple of times. It's still super impressive. But I had seen that before. Although he was the biggest guy that I've seen him do that to.
Yeah.
Like I think he did it once to Blake Christian, and I want to say Hechicero.
No, okay.
Who's thick but not as big and heavy as Swerve is. But yeah, like that just like the whole night was just ludicrous. And I was very proud of myself. I called the winner of every single match on this show. Every single one. I was 100%, 9 for 9. I think
it was like 8 and 7 at the end or something like, or 8 and 2 at the end or something like that. I did the pre-show also I missed 2. It was like I wanted Darby to win so bad that I went ahead and said, Darby should win. Which I knew fucking better. And then there was one other match that I was like, oh, that's surprising.
The Mox and KO.
Yeah, I think maybe.
Yeah.
Because I wanted O'Reilly to win.
I wanted O'Reilly to win. We talked about it on the show the week prior. Like, I knew he wasn't gonna. The time had passed for it. Mox was a babyface doing a big angle with Will now that kind of necessitated that he keep winning in order to be an effective mentor that somebody like Will Ospreay would actually listen to.
Yeah.
So the thing that I had accepted that Kyle was going to lose. The only nitpick I have about that match was that they did a whole thing where he had an eliminator match that went to 20 minutes to precipitate the no time limit thing, and then they went 1844. You didn't even go the full. You didn't need the extra stipulation.
No.
So why even add it?
Right.
No sense.
Yeah,
0 sense.
That makes sense. Yeah. Like you should have went 25 minutes at least if you're going to take away the time limit of 20 minutes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the only other thing I can think of is that if they put it out there at the beginning that there's no time limit, then they don't have to count down the time like they do in these matches. 10 minutes have elapsed, 5 minutes have elapsed, there's 1 minute left. They don't have to do that so that the finish can truly come out of wherever it needs to, as opposed to, oh, here's the time limit.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that kind of makes sense to me logically as to why they would do it, but I still think that's kind of a poor reason too. The match itself was fantastic, though. Loved it. I loved how real it looked in some places. There were parts
Dude,
where it looked like a real fight.
oh, they were kicking the shit out of each other, dude. Like
Yeah.
the angles I had on TV, they were laying it the fuck in, dude. There was
Yeah.
definitely some real strikes going on there, and they both like anytime it happened, like they had this look on their face, like not the you just bought that and you're gonna get a receipt for it type shit,
Yeah.
but like all right, all right,
Yeah.
all right,
Because they
this
both
is what
like
we're
it.
going to do. Yeah, they love that.
They both like the contact. Like Mox is very famously okay with taking as well as he gives out. Like he likes it. He feels alive from the contact. So
and honestly, and I'm going to say this because even though I mean it has to do with this match, but it doesn't have much to do with the pay-per-view overall. But like, we need way more Kyle O'Reillys.
yes,
We need like 10 more Kyle O'Reillys in wrestling. Like, and I say that because like that is a dude who like absolutely competes at a level where you're like, that's a bad dude.
Yeah,
but is also so goofy and entertaining. He's like exactly what a like really genuinely tough guy should be, because he's so kind and goofy and funny, but he'll kick your fucking head off. And there needs to be way more like him and Speedball are like the perfect examples of like incredibly kind, but you don't fuck with that guy.
Yeah.
And maybe they're kind because they know, like, you can't fuck with me. Like, you
exactly.
know.
That's how Kyle O'Reilly always came off to me. It's like, this is a guy who is confident in his own skills to the point where he doesn't care what other people think about his personality, because if they mess with him,
kick the shit out of him.
Well, more than likely, he'll probably rip their cruciate ligaments right off the bone.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, man. There was a couple of times during this match where I was like, oh, poor John Moxley's fucking ankle. Like, he's definitely limping to the plane today. Like, like I was like, damn.
Some of those kicks were heavy.
Dude, God. I was like, man, they would have killed me at a couple of different points in this match. Like, because I am not.
I would have taken one of those leg kicks. I'm like, no, I'm out. See ya.
Like, I'm a
I am a
dude.
giant wimp, so I mean, like,
I'm a decently tough
athlete.
Dude. I've trained in MMA before, in jiu-jitsu and things like that, and I've taken leg kicks and I've been punched in the face plenty of times, and because I have a fucking mouth on me, let me tell you. And,
you do.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
But like some of the shit they were doing, I was like, man, like I'm strong, but I am not like keep having a pro wrestling match after you caved my chest in with your shin tough.
Yeah.
And they were just fucking kicking that. Like, I swear, like, they had worked punches and real kicks, and that was the whole fucking match. Like, it was just crazy.
Worked punches, real elbows, real kicks.
Yeah.
And
really
submissions.
Twisting on those submissions, man. Like, they were working them, but they were really putting, like really like setting them in, as we would call it. But yeah, dude, like I can't really say enough good things about this pay-per-view.
Yeah, the biggest downside for me personally, I'm sure you've heard about the transportation nonsense that happened.
Oh god, I heard it was a nightmare around the fucking stadium.
I didn't have to go through that because my wife and I happened to have booked a hotel within walking distance of the stadium. It was like
walking
a 25 distance.
Yeah, walking distance.
25-minute walk.
Shit.
Yeah. Well, even at 12:30 at night in Queens, there were still enough people walking that way that we never felt like we were unsafe or we were going to get mugged or anything like that. So it was great. And it happens to be the same complex as, what was it, the 1963? Something World's Fair. You might recognize some of the landmarks from Men in Black.
Oh,
with
yeah.
The two thing with the spaceships and the giant globe thing. We walked right past that on the way to the stadium.
Oh, that's dope. That's fucking badass.
Well, we took some pictures. It was great. We didn't know that that's the neighborhood that we were in. So walking there from the hotel was like, oh, this is great. Great little surprise. But yeah, so we didn't have those transportation issues, but the friends that I was with did. And it was a bad time. I still don't know all the details. I do know that they had to bust into the platform with like a metal barricade. They had to bust open the platform so that they could take the 7 train. It was nuts. I didn't have to do that. The biggest downside to me on the night had nothing to do with anything regarding the show. It didn't even have anything regarding the venue, which had its problems. Let me tell you, it's a tennis stadium, so really they're only like open and active and fully staffed for like 2 months of a year.
Yeah,
so they'll have these other events like Double or Nothing, like sprinkled out through the rest of the year, and they were very understaffed and very underprepared. There were people who I was who attended the show that I saw on Blue Sky complaining that like they missed entire matches because they were trying to get food, because they were just so not prepared for the whole thing.
Yeah.
And they were very rude too, both getting us in and out of the venue. It was not a good time. But the worst part of it was as we were bottlenecking out of the arena to leave, we happened to be near this guy who was being filmed on his phone by some other dude, one of his friends or whatever, and he was cutting this promo. Basically, I imagine he was probably putting it on Reels or on on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or whatever. But the guy was in full on like, what was he saying? He was saying stuff like, how could you even think that Darby Allin was going to win against the great MJF? He's from Seattle. This, that, the other, as if that mattered. Like, but it pissed me off because I know that he was doing a bit, but it was in public in front of everybody, and we was just encapsulating the worst stereotypes about New Yorkers, and it just really, really pissed me off. It was like, could you not?
Yeah.
Could you not?
Could you not reinforce this stereotype?
Don't reinforce the stereotype.
Yeah.
Like, don't make. I'll tell you what. There were people who were loud for MJF, but the vast majority of that stadium was very into Darby winning. They wanted to see MJF get his head shaved bald.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was just playing the heel, and like, heels, we only like heels in our fiction because we know it's fiction, right?
Yeah.
You doing a bit doesn't come off as fiction. It comes off as you being an asshole. So, like, please don't be an asshole.
You should have walked up. I wanted
to cold cock this guy. I really did. I would never have done it, but I wanted to.
You should just put your arm around his shoulder and face flexed him and become, Deadeye.
I should have gotten
right
his
there
shot
in front of that camera.
I should have gotten his shot and pointed to the QR code on my back. That's what
that would have been great. Yeah,
I should have done that. That's what I should have done. Bring people to this podcast.
Yeah, like fuck this asshole. Watch us.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I would do either one of two things. Either he would post it and I would bring people to this show, or he wouldn't be able to post it because he would deem it unpostable, and I would have ruined his night and ruined his take. It would have been
either
great.
way. Bonus.
Either way, we win.
Yeah.
So, but that was the worst part of the night. It had nothing to do with the show. It had to do with some
venue stuff,
jerk
some
fan.
asshole.
So if this guy, if he happens to follow us, he probably doesn't. Odds are good that he'll never hear this. But on the very, very, very off chance that he does hear this, that he's listening to it, and he knows who he is because of how I'm describing him, please don't be that guy. Don't be that guy.
Read the fucking room, homie. Like, don't be that guy.
Everybody was giving you murder eyes, dude. Nobody liked what you had to say except the D-bag friend of yours that was filming you, who was giggling like a maniac. Probably not because of what you were saying, but because he thought you might incite somebody to assault you. So,
and being New York, at Queens specifically, never out of the fucking question.
Never had a possibility, especially
Yeah.
at 12:30 at night when we're all tired and we're all like,
Yeah.
Tracy and I got food delivered to us at like 2:00 because we were still buzzing. Like,
That happens. That happens.
yeah.
I've had many a 2:00 a.m. meal after wrestling shows or fucking concerts because I'm still buzzing, even though it ended at like
I tell
10
you
or
what,
12.
I used to be able to do that a lot better and with a lot fewer acid issues, fewer acid reflux issues when I was in my 20s and was doing that, as opposed to now when I'm 41.
Right.
But yeah, it did kind of bring up some memories of what I could get away with in my youth.
Yeah. But yeah, that's I mean, I know that's not like a traditional pay-per-view review like we do, but it's really rare that we get in these unique situations where we have two very, unique perspectives on one specific thing. And that kind of segues us into, what we're kind of a preview for next season. Okay. So I'm not going to say specifically, but we do have two guests we have lined up for next season that both have very unique perspectives on the wrestling business, based on their type of fandom, and even in one case based on the job they do. And so we will have a couple more guests in season 5. And with that said, this is our season finale. We're going to be gone for about 4 weeks after this week. And then we will return with season 5. And once we return with our season 5 premiere, we'll, I'll kind of give you all the rundown of what's going to be happening on season 5 that we have confirmed.
Yep.
And
we will be back with the Forbidden Door watch along. That'll be our first episode of season 5.
Yeah, we'll be doing a Forbidden Door watch along to kick it off. We're really looking forward to that show. And getting back to it already. Like, I'm already ready to get back to it, even though we're going to take a break. But yeah, that's season 4 in the can, guys. And let me tell you, we want to thank all of you a whole bunch, because our numbers this season more than tripled over last season. And even if we're not millionaires or making any money, for that matter, doing this, we do it because we love it. And every single one of you that listens to us every week, we appreciate all of you. We really are so thankful that any of you even give a shit what we have to say.
Yeah,
really.
It's weird to think, like, just saying this is going to sound at least a tiny bit arrogant, but like, it's just a statement of fact. It's weird. When Aaron first told me the numbers that we had been gaining at the beginning of this season, it was weird because first of all, I don't know where that came from, whether it was word of mouth or what have you. We're grateful for however it happened. Thank you so much. But it hit me that it's weird that we have this tiny little podcast, right? This DIY podcast. But we have fans. It's weird to think that Aaron and I have fans, because it's never something that I ever really thought about. This was just something that, like, oh, this is something that we want to do, that we've been wanting to do for a long time, and finally it just kind of lined up. Just talking about one of the things, one of our passions, one of our hobbies that have the long time hobbies, that have different experiences with, but have been lifelong passions of ours. And it's great to be able to share that passion with other people, but it's very strange to think that there are people out there who tune into us every week specifically to listen to what we have to say. I don't know. I guess in my slightly neurospicy brain, I never really connected the two, but like, it's incredible. Thank you so much. Words can't express how grateful we are for you guys for facilitating the success that we've had so far, and we hope to accelerate that going forward. Tell all your friends about us.
Yeah. Everybody tell one of your friends. Yeah, we want to accelerate always. We always want to move up and up and up, and hopefully just
we want to see how far we can take this thing.
Yeah, hopefully just one day maybe get to go to AEW pay-per-views for a living. But until then, I'm more than happy that one person is listening to us, much less the number that actually is, which I won't get into specifics, but for our expectations, rather high.
Yeah.
So thank you, each and every one of you. It was a real boost, especially this season, man, we're in our 4th season. We're starting to break into algorithms and things like that. And then we're like, but what good does all that do if no one's listening? And then suddenly, whoa, more people than I know in real life listen to me every week. And I'm incredibly humbled by that. I can't describe how warm it makes me feel deep down in my dark, mean bastard of a heart that you guys even give a shit that we're doing this. And thank you. Like, I don't care about anything else. Maybe that we got t-shirts out there. No, you don't got to buy that shit. We got, fucking buy us a coffee. You don't got to buy me a cup of coffee. I'm still going to be here doing this podcast. If you're still here listening, I'll still be here doing it. And even if you're not, because we were doing this when there was nobody listening to us.
Yeah. So, for a long time.
Just
call us Darby Allin, because we're going to do this shit till the wheels fall off.
Exactly. Exactly. I really enjoy doing this, and I'm glad that there are people that are on board with that. And I can't really ask for any more. Like, yeah. I'm cool. I'm cool right here with my little community that we got, and
yeah.
If it gets bigger, cool. If it doesn't, cool. I'm just so thankful already. So yeah, season 5 coming up 4 weeks from now. This is the end of season 4. Remember, guys, keep your head on a swivel. It's a dangerous world out there. Be safe. We love you. Fuck ice. And one more thing for this season. Delaney Hall, hold that fucking line.
Yeah, baby. Do it.
We love you.
We're with you.
Peace out.
Peace.